Good morning, crypto miners. We are over at my crypto mining shed and we got these packages in to upgrade some of the airflow in our ASIC shed. Let's take a look at what we got. All right, Saturday morning and check it out. So we got some boxes in with some goodies we're gonna unbox in our shed, but the team over at iXTech, never heard of them before, actually reached out to me after seeing my ASIC mining shed video using the 𝐓𝐸 and AC Infinity inline fan system. So let's get this over to the shed, get it unlocked, and let's get this stuff unboxed. Today's video is sponsored by the team over at ASICmarketplace.com. With crypto mining hardware prices dropping, it's critical to find an online store you can trust with your ASIC purchases. The team at ASICmarketplace.com has you covered with some of the most competitive pricing on the market. No matter what brand you're looking for, ASIC Marketplace has it. To name just a few: Bitmain, Goldshell, WhatsMiner, IB-Link, iPolo, Jazzminer, and many more. There are no surprises with ASIC Marketplace. The price listed on their website includes shipping. Imagine that. Finally, ASIC Marketplace takes the buying experience to the next level by accepting cryptocurrency as payment directly on their store. Go check out ASIC Marketplace today via the link in this video's description down below, as well as save $110 at checkout with discount code 𝐓𝐴𝐵𝐽𝑒𝑖𝑠TMiner. Good morning, birds. Variety of chickens, roosters in here. Mr. Electrician actually sells them at a local farmer's market, I guess, and also uses their eggs, for eggs for breakfast and cooking and stuff like that, which is pretty dang cool. So recap on our airflow system before we go inside, talking more about airflow and unboxing those from iXTech. So our wall here is all gable vents. These vents actually pop off here to the filters we'll see on the back side. These are just standard alone filters that we have modified to add a filter on that side. So with home mining, just mining in general, let's be honest here, having a massive amount of intake available to you is key. Now, it doesn't need to be active. You don't need to be blowing massive fans on any of your equipment. You don't need to be running air conditioning. Mining really just comes down to airflow, recycling the air as fast as possible from outside new air to going through the miners and heating them up and then exhausting it as soon as possible so you don't have to manage it at all. So that's what we've done on this side here. You can see we have 2 rows, 10 and 10. So we have 20 slots available for ASIC miners. And let's take a look at our current intake and our filters, and that'll come into play here with what the team at iXTech sent over after seeing my last video. So we got some filters. These are actually Boar's Hair MERV 3 filters. Huge shout out to community member 𝐔𝐬𝐞𝐝. Actually, these did not originally come with anything to hold them, the filters there, and we added in, bought some screen off of Amazon, as well as our MERV 3 filter there. So we added those across the top. And then here's the back side of those actual gable vents. So MERV 3, you think about it, I want to add as high a MERV level as possible to filter out any particles or dirt or pollen. But you have to remember, the higher the MERV value you go, the more you restrict your airflow. And it does matter. Going from a MERV 3 to a MERV 5, you can actually see the difference. It's actually pretty significant. I learned it over at my other shed with shutter fans. You have MERV 5 filters, and then the shutter fan actually opens up when I add in MERV 3. Or if you remove your filters entirely, you'll see a massive difference. So it's a balancing act between what MERV level you do with air restriction versus actually filtration. So on our flip side here, you guys have seen on the shed that we do have our inline fans. So the whole shed actually ends up being pretty much my cold aisle. Air comes in, goes through. These guys do all the work to suck in that outside air through the shrouds and out the exhaust side with none of that heat actually hitting inside the shed, which has been awesome. So here is what we're talking about today. I have been testing the iXTech filter system on the front of my inline fan for 3 weeks now. I wanted to give it a good test, and we're going to test it more in depth today. So let me go ahead and get these unboxed, show you guys what they look like originally. We'll get them installed, and then we're going to kind of look at restriction as well as do these cause my inline fans to use more power? Are they restrictive, or is the surface area enough for the setup? All right, so let's get this unboxed here. A little thank you note. Ooh, with a discount code. If you want a discount, guys, use the code THANKS for 10%. Thanks 10, actually, if you're interested, from their website. Don't need that anymore. All right, so let's open this up. Ooh, it's all sticker. Look, we got an IXTech sticker. That is awesome. Where are my stickers? Oh, I just passed them. Here we go. Side note, S9i, 300 watts. Actually, let's be accurate. 329 watts. 3 terahash, Brains OS, solo mining Bitcoin. All right, so let's see if we can get this out. Ooh, so each of these comes individually packaged in here. And it does come with a hose clamp if you need it. I honestly, the one I've been testing, I didn't install the hose clamp on. Probably would be a good idea. I don't see these things falling off, you know, but better safe than sorry. All right, let's get this unboxed. Man, I am not as good one-handed. Got to take notes from Red Panda Mining, I guess. All right, so check this out. IXTech, this is entirely 3D printed at their location. And now it does have a filter, and I did ask some questions from them. These are MERV 8 filters. So a lot more restrictive than these Boris hair ones, but you can kind of take a look. You can actually see through that. The Velcro strap does take it off and on. They will have these available, if not by the time you guys watch this video. They will have the filters themselves and the Velcro piece available on their website to purchase separately. Take a look at the inside of this. This is super cool, the way they designed this. Structurally, kudos to their team, because you kind of have to think about it. You have to keep a combination of like structural integrity, but also not restrict your airflow too much. So this is a really good idea. So this piece right here just fits right on to our inline fans. So let me go over, let's do this one right here. This is the Ice River KS2. K-Trim printed these for us. Huge shout out to him. Don't put your finger in there. And these units just simply come over and you just plug it in right over top. Let's see if I can do it one-handed. There we go. Just push that on. Now, to actually show how effective these are. Brand new, 3 weeks old. Look at that, huge difference. Now, the team over at IXTech did tell me that you can take these off and blow them out from the inside out in order to clean them if you need to. As I said before, they will be selling replacements on their site. Oh, I can feel the suction here. That's awesome. So I'll put a link to these directly down below if you guys are interested. But what I want to experiment with today is I brought over my watt meter that I can plug the inline fan into. And what I want to test is, does the inline fan speed up? So if you guys are not familiar, inside of all of these ASICs, I've installed a pivotal pleb board. Let me find one real quick I can show you guys. We've been organizing. Look at this. My OCD here, I guess. All right, so inside we've removed the fans. You install this pivotal pleb board. And what this board does is it connects to the inline fan and allows the ASIC to actually control the speed of this fan. So my theory is I want to plug this in, but plug the inline fan into the watt meter and see with and without if the ASIC actually has to tell the fan to speed up because this is restricting too much airflow or not. MERV 8 is pretty high up there, which I can appreciate. Now, last thing before we do our testing, you might be saying, well, why are you filtering on top of filtering? Well, at the end of the day, the cleaner the air is that these ASICs are actually pulling in, the healthier and longer lifespan we're going to get out of these things in theory. So why not, right? But we don't want to make it like it's kind of breathing through a straw. You absolutely don't want to do that. So let me go ahead and get the watt meter plugged in here without this installed, and let's see exactly how much it's using. All right, so let's take a look. So we have our inline fan wired into our watt meter right now, and we're currently about 90 to 91 watts total. Now, something I thought about is let's go over to the computer. We're gonna go to the IP address and let's take a look here. So this is the Ice River KS2. It's not overclocked. And something to take note of is our fan speeds. We're about 2,994, 3,039, 2,994. So let's keep that in mind because that is going to be what the actual miner is forcing to the fans. Now, this may be off by a tiny bit, but at least that's a metric that we can measure. So let me go ahead, install the filter, and let's let it run for a few minutes and see what it comes back with. Sorry to interrupt your video, but check this out. I constantly get emails from the community asking me about trustworthy hosting facilities in the United States that I recommend. Well, I got you covered. Listen up. A few months back, I visited BlockOps Mining's brand new facility in Central Arkansas. The team there was super professional, knowledgeable, and everyday miners like you and I. After visiting the facility, I sent them a few of my ASIC miners for hosting and have been super happy with their service and communication. Go contact BlockOps Mining directly down below in the video description and tell them the Hobbyist Miner sent you for great pricing on miners and hosting. All right, it's been a few minutes. Let's take a look with the new filter on. We're at 91. We said what, high 90 to 91? Look at that. So the same watts are being used, which tells me if we come over to the computer and we refresh on the miner screen, let's see what we're getting here. Yeah, same numbers across the board. What's the value of that? Well, the value of that is the fact that means the team at IX Tech has designed this to give it enough surface area. That's why this is so big, so that it is not restrictive at all. So the ASIC is not phased by this, which is awesome. So I guess I better get the rest of these installed. All right, well, job's done. Take a look. We have our 9 ASICs up top, all installed with the filters here. Man, look at the E9 Pro at the end. That thing is, it's just getting longer and longer. Insane. So hose clamps worked out really well. Some of these, like, I think it's just because they're 3D printed. Like, some are a little bit looser than others. So the hose clamp, I can see why they sent those along. An idea I thought about, IX Tech, if you end up watching this, it would be really cool if you sold different ones of these with different things in the middle. You could keep your name, I understand it from branding, but maybe a Bitcoin one, or a kaspa one, or a Dogecoin to match the actual miner, you know, because then you could have all the different cryptocurrencies. That would be really cool. And then actually allowing this badge unit that you guys 3D print to like click in instead of being glued on to click in. That would that would be really cool. So just a thought for the team over at IX Tech. Other than that, really like these. They turned out awesome. I do need to get some more ordered for the bottom for when I start to fill this out. I do need what, 2, 3, 4 more at this point. 5 once we get that miner up and running. I did get my DG1 Plus up and mining yesterday. It's not used in the Fruition design system, but you can see we did get it up and working, which I'm thrilled with, even keeping the original fans on there. So yeah, guys, that's gonna do it. Additional airflow and filter, or additional filtering, should we say, set up without affecting our airflow, which is awesome. Shout outs once again to IX Tech. I'll put a link to these directly down below if you guys are interested in going ahead and getting your hands on one. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.